All right, hello. This is my slideshow for AP seminar. So let's go ahead and get started, please. All right. First off, SSRIs do not cure depression. This is the main theme of my paper that I wrote about, and this affects basically everybody because everybody knows someone who either has depression or they themselves have depression, and so they should be aware of SSRIs and learn not to fall into the trap of what SSRIs can do to you. Can you click next? Okay, first off, depression is overdiagnosed by pharmaceutical companies. Okay, so we can see that obviously whenever there's more illness to cure, pharmaceutical companies will make more monies. That's why they want depression to be more widespread, because obviously they profit more off of it. This is why they wouldn't want to tell you the truth about SSRIs if they were ineffective, because obviously they'd get more money if they were lying. Okay, also, the reason they're able to do this so well is because depression's definition is so vague, right? All it basically says is down here, the persistent sadness and a lack of interest or pleasure in previously rewarding or enjoyable activities lasting 2 weeks or longer. Now, obviously, everybody has different things that they find enjoyable, and obviously, everyone can be sad for different reasons. This doesn't always mean you're just depressed. Something bad in your life could have happened which resulted to this, which doesn't obviously just mean you have depression. Like, just because you have a lack of interest or pleasure in things you used to have fun means you could just not be interested in them anymore. It doesn't mean you have to be depressed. Also, a main thing pushed by the pharmaceutical companies is this thing that chemical imbalances are the main cause of depression, right? Like, there's basically no other cause because of it. And SSRIs only treat chemical imbalances. So this means if you had any other problems that could result in depression, let's say like a bad day or someone in your family dies, this wouldn't cause your depression. There's something like wrong with your brain that you have to take this drug to solve your issue, which obviously isn't correct. Now, as you can see here, workers who are depressed, and another thing we can see is depression is being normalized. I feel like depression is a lot more widespread nowadays, as we can see, like just overall the statistics in that. And so yes, this is why pharmaceutical companies are able to profit so much off of this, and why they enjoy obviously making depression more widespread. Second, SSRIs only lessen the symptoms of depression at best. So SSRIs are like a numbing to the pain of depression, let's say. Like, they make you artificially happy, but they don't actually cure your depression. You're not less sad because of SSRIs, they just make you happier. Like, it's not like they're actually curing, oh, I'm sad and I have trauma or whatever. They're not solving the issue, they're just making you not feel the issue, the bad results of it. And this is the main thing that they have in SSRIs, such as like Zoloft that we can see here, is this chemical, which is 5-HT. And 5-HT is the main thing they use in SSRIs. Also, this is undeserved serotonin. So basically, you're getting serotonin that you haven't earned, or there's no reason for you to be happy at this moment, right? So obviously, this probably isn't good for your chemical makeup, even if there was one of some sort of imbalance. And also, like, the onset that you can see from like things from your SSRIs or 5-HTs or Zoloft, whatever, they take weeks to even put into effect. So if you're at your lowest point where you need to take a drug, obviously, like, 2 weeks is a long time, so this isn't that effective as well. Next slide. Third, SSRIs are not well known enough about to disregard their side effects. So, like, as you can see, like the 1990s, whenever SSRIs mainly came about, were like merely the debut of brain research. Like, the best evidence shows that, like, this is just an example, like pregnant women specifically have all these negative side effects that we can see from taking SSRIs and stuff like that. And so, like, obviously they're not well known about, and they haven't been around long enough to know that they're safe to do. And so we can see here a graph of like, this is like they did a survey on people taking antidepressants, and obviously you can see like a broad majority of them, 95% of people had some sort of side effects that they experienced, and at least like over 50% of them were somewhat bothersome or more. And then these were the main ones that we could see, going down from like sexual functioning all the way down, what is that, to like shaking hands or whatever. So yeah. And then fourth claim is prolonged use of SSRIs makes you unable to become happy naturally, obviously. So as we can see here, like the activation of your 5-HT A receptors triggers the negative feedback loops. This is the stuff coming from the antidepressants that we'll see, which leads to an increase in synaptic 5-HT. So this means that your body basically, once it has a high level artificial serotonin going into it, you're not going to be able to experience the natural serotonin that you get from it. Like your body will stop producing it because there's no point to produce it if you're just getting it artificially. Like the same thing can be said like about like testosterone, for example. If you take high testosterone, you're less likely to have kids whenever you're older. It's just another example. It's because this is artificial happiness. You don't deserve this this stuff, so it's not deserved. And as you can see here, like you're making yourself artificially happy. And then this is just an example of like how long like you naturally just have 5-HT in your body. So basically happiness is a lot shorter naturally than it would be if you're taking like SSRIs. So you can see here, like obviously that's some negative effect because they make you happy for longer. So whenever you get off of them, you're going to be less happy than you felt before, which is obviously you're going to notice some difference. It might lead to depression itself. Okay, next slide. And then, so what we've learned today basically is pharmaceutical companies profit off of more depression, so they want you to be more depressed. So they promote the idea of chemical imbalance, and they push SSRIs. SSRIs don't cure depression, as we give you examples of. They just numb you to the pain of it. SSRIs have noticeable side effects that we can see. The big example here is like pregnant women specifically, but there's also like 95% of people, as they did in the survey, experience some sort of negative effect here. And then SSRIs have an addictive nature, as in if you come off of them, you'll experience withdrawal symptoms and you'll be less happy than you were before even coming on them, even if you were depressed. And so this is just a fun fact that we can learn. Like people here, we have like Lady Gaga, Jim Carrey, and Gwyneth Paltrow. They all take SSRIs and they all still are depressed. So we can obviously see SSRIs do not work. Thank you.
650.